Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Chad Howell. I'm the Redevelopment Administrator in the Office of Economic Development. As you all know, we present updates on the Thornton Shopping Center at these planning sessions, generally held every 2 weeks, and we focus on the 5 areas displayed on the screen. Before we go much further, Kevin, are we skipping next week on the update?
Yes.
We have 2 planning sessions in a row this month because of the same outfit. So we won't be present next week. We'll be back on the 21st with an update. Yeah.
We'll probably squeeze it in during the update on after that.
Yeah.
If necessary, we got something to report.
So code compliance, all previous property maintenance code violations have been resolved and closed out. Staff has assembled a list of new violations and is coordinating possible next steps with the prosecutor's office. Eminent domain, this slide is always really thick. The yellow items illustrate what's going on right now. And generally, the flow on this slide is chronological. So the first few items list a lot of things that are going on right now. Environmental testing, surveying, an update to the eminent domain appraisal. All of these take a matter of weeks. So they're going to look familiar from the last update, and they probably won't change until the end of September. These things are all underway right now. The updated blighted conditions survey will be presented to council at a public hearing on September 14th. And in the weeks that follow through the balance of the year, additional action by council and the Thornton Development Authority, as illustrated at the bottom of the slide, will proceed as described. Cleanup status, Quantum Water and Environment, they're the consultant working for the owner. They're continuing to implement cleanup activities prescribed by the state. Registration, removal, and cleanup of any underground tanks on the site are required by CDLE's Division of Oil and Public Safety. And then again, as I mentioned a minute ago, city testing and surveying continues in order to ensure that we do not acquire PCE impacting land. We're still on track to have this work done by the end of September, and we will have a map to share detailing the specific boundaries of any future city-owned parcel. With respect to negotiations, efforts to negotiate a voluntary transfer of land continue. Council and/or TDA must vote to approve any resulting deal, and the details of such a deal will be shared at that time in a public setting. We can't really talk about the elements of the deal in public right now. And finally, with respect to our communications efforts, all of these planning session updates will end up on the Thornton Shopping Center website, even tonight, hopefully tomorrow, sometime tomorrow. And that concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions?
Chad, can you give the council a little more detail on the negotiations we're working through right now?
Yeah, so we have
You know, basically, I can't hear anything, so I can read the PowerPoint, but the sound is so bad. I don't know what you're talking about, but I can read the slides.
Okay.
I can hear what you guys are talking about, but that's just me.
I'll wrap it up. The city has right now a 36-point term sheet that we're discussing with the owner. Some of those are no-brainers, some of them are contentious. And so we've agreed with their council to split the contentious ones up into 3 or 4 separate meetings, but we don't think we can get through them all in one meeting. And we'll be scheduling those this month, September, not August, obviously, but in September. And hopefully have something to report out to you all shortly thereafter.
Remember that negotiation effort is paralleling condemnation effort simultaneously. So it's working well.
Any other questions?
Thank you. Thanks, Chad.